Didn't want to keep you all waiting. Good morning.
Is it accurate Malik is out for the entire season, and what's the plan to replace him?
Well, Malik's injury is obviously significant. There's a good chance that he misses the season. And then Akeem Spence was a player we brought in here, worked him out, and activated him.
What can you tell us about Spence?
He's a big guy, physical. Matt Burke was with him in Miami. He can be disruptive. I mean, he definitely feels the need that we have there at that spot and that open spot. He'll give us some really good minutes, as a fourth tackle. But we'll get him out on the field today, get him caught up, see how he moves around and fits in with the scheme.
Is it realistic to think he can play a role on Sunday with just short weeks?
Yeah, I think so. Coach Daniels will get him coached up with what he needs to know, and yeah, it's realistic.
Doug, Tim Jernigan is another guy at that spot. Obviously, last year was very difficult for him from a health standpoint. Do you think he's completely back?
I do. I still think we have to be cautious. I mean, that's an injury that you don't see all the time, but yet he's felt good. We've had great communication with him. We've given him rest, during camp and things like that to try to get him to this point. But I didn't see any signs of any kind of, either whether it be a setback or reoccurrence of the injury on Sunday. He played well, and that's positive for him. Gives him confidence moving forward.
Doug, you've had a number of foot injuries the past year. Have you guys looked into that? Any correlation between?
Yeah, just like with anything, like we did with soft tissue, we did with ACLs, whatever it might be, we look into everything, and this is no different. It's kind of like the injury that has popped up on our team this year, So it seems like every year it's a different one. But yeah, we're looking into that. We're getting a lot of data from league sources that we've done in the past through that and try to educate our players on whether it be field surface issues, all kinds of stuff.
Doug, when you look at the last 3 games against Matt Ryan, he's got like a 73.5 passer rating against you guys since you took over in 3 games. What's been the key in that? I mean, it's just so uncharacteristic for him.
Yeah, I think one, we've been fortunate to have all those games here since I've been here. They've been home games for us. They're a different team, obviously, when they played home in front of their crowd, and he's very dynamic and electric, and they do some great things in that dome. But I think there's something to the fact, and he's a great quarterback. I love watching Matt Ryan. I mean, following his career and everything, and for him too, it's coming back home, and playing in front of family and friends and relatives and stuff when he comes here, and but our guys just I don't want to say they play differently, but they just get after him and they put pressure on him, and anytime you do that to quarterbacks and disrupt their timing, you can cause turnovers, incomplete passes, move them off his spot, whatever it is. We've been able to do that, and so now it's going to be a challenge down there, loud place, trying to do it again.
Doug, down Sproul, 16 touches. What's your philosophy with him? Obviously, he's 36. Do you feel like you need to keep an eye on that as the season goes on?
Yeah, we always are going to monitor that each week. Kind of going back on that. It's kind of how our game plan fell with the running backs a little bit. Still want to keep him involved, as best we can. But at the same time, we want to make sure that Miles and Jordan, because they both are they're younger backs and can are good and keep that rotation solid along with Corey. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Doug, when you look at Deshaun's speed, I saw like next-gen stats had him at like almost 22 miles an hour and stuff like that. I mean, you obviously see it up close during practice and everything, but like when you see it unveiled during a game, I mean, what's that like?
I mean, it's a different speed. And Deshaun will tell you he's got practice speed and he's got game speed. Practice speed is around 16 miles an hour and game speed's up to 22. So, listen, he's a gamer. He's dynamic. He's electric. He loves when the lights come on. and that speed is real. And we saw it Sunday, and it's something that we try to, as we get game plan, we put game plans together. It's not always going to be deep threats, deep throws. We just happen to take advantage of some coverage situations Sunday, and but he's more than just a deep threat.
How do you balance when he got the penalty versus needing that emotion to get himself started? You mentioned that after the game, and what was your conversation with him, and how'd you like how he responded to
he responded. He knew exactly as soon as it happened, that he shouldn't have done it. And listen, there was a lot of emotion. Start the game. He's playing against some of his teammates, former teammates, all that. Wrong time, on a 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 17. But I just walked up to him and just kind of, I had a grin, he had a grin, and he knew. I really didn't have to say anything to him. He understood, and he's moved on from it. He'll learn from it.
On the D-line, was there thought in trying to bring back? Chris Long, or were you looking exclusively at defensive tackles?
Just specifically D tackles. Yeah, we're pretty deep at D end right now, so just the D tackle spot.
The quarterback sneaks, what makes your offensive line effective on those? They do so well clearing that out.
Yeah, I mean it's been a great play for us. One, we try to run behind Brandon, the right guard, right side. He's powerful. He gets low, which is a key in those situations. And there's just such great surge. Kelsey gets low, Isaac gets low, and if we can get underneath their pad level and move them off their spots, and then Carson, being strong and powerful and long himself to be able to stretch the ball. I mean, it's just it's a simple play conceptually, but it sometimes can be very difficult from the standpoint of how they want to defend it. But I just think our guys it's a mindset. They're powerful, and they've done a good job.
Doug, in that first half against Washington, you didn't use much of Dallas and Zach on the field together. I think 1 or 2 snaps in the first half. In the second half, it felt like you got to that more. And it felt like, did that go into that, seem to open up the game a little bit? And how did you see Dallas kind of in his first action since that calf injury? How did you see him kind of get into the field?
Since the calf, I mean, he was another one that we kind of had our eye on, from the standpoint of maximizing his reps during the game. Those were some of the adjustments we made at halftime, as a staff, and getting those guys on the field a little bit more in the second half. But overall, he did well. Gosh, I'd love to see him pull down that ball on the sideline, that he had. But we're going to continue to get him in the mix. I think it's dynamic when those two are in the game together, obviously. But overall, played well.
Doug, what differences do you see in, if any, in the Atlanta team this year versus the one you played last year in the season opener?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are, one, they're healthy. These guys, Keanu Neal, who we've played against before. I mean, Jones we've played against before. Grady Jarrett is he's a game wrecker up front. Vic Beasley can rush the passer. He can bend. He's a lot like, or I should say, Derek Barnett's a lot like this guy from speed and athleticism. I mean, it's a good Trufant, being a corner that's going to, match. I mean, it's a solid defense. When you look at them, that's why you can't go off of last week, because we know this defense. I mean, it's another good test for us offensively. It comes down to execution, how well we prepare this week. But this is a playoff caliber team with a playoff caliber defense.
What did you make of last week, though? It was an interesting game. I mean, the Vikings, they got a lead, but they didn't really pass the ball much at all.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's strange that way, how the games unfold. I think it was 14 passes or something like that in that game. But obviously the Vikings did a great job, in the run game and doing some things there. But again, this is a team that, they're going home. They're going to play in front of their crowd. Home opener for them. It's going to be a different. It's going to be a different atmosphere for us, but it's going to be a different team that we're going to see. Can't speak for why it happened, but just what I saw on tape.
You had a few. Excuse me, your offense looked like a completely different team in the first half versus the second half against the Redskins. This week, as you're preparing for the Falcons, what will you focus on more will be the offense in the first half or the offense in the second half as you're trying to teach his team and teach them things?
Well, I think we focus on the Falcons, and we just got to keep doing what we do. And I talked to the team about just getting 1% better today, and that's what we got to do. We got to focus on the game. The portion of the game plan today in practice starts with the walkthrough coming up. And quite frankly, just we made the corrections from the game yesterday. We moved on. We learned from those, and try to figure out ways to eliminate that early in football games. And I think having everybody together at one time last week, it was a great atmosphere for our players, coaches included. It was electric. I think there was some of that nervous energy, to start the game. And once we settled in, though, things were good. So on the road, we got to be able to handle the noise, and we just got to start a little bit faster.
You had a few degrees of success with Carson in the long ball and how he throws it. Sometimes it's been a little too hard and low, but the two ones he threw on Sunday were perfect, and how they landed in Deshaun's. What have you seen in that development, especially over this past year?
I just think these two guys have really worked on it, not only in practice but after, throwing those deep balls. And that's really what it comes down to. If they miss in practice, they're going to spend some time afterwards and get another 2 or 3 throws at that ball, and that's something that Carson, I think, is learning with Deshaun and the speed, is just being able to just put the ball up and out there and let him go get it. All right, thanks guys.
So you guys inside today?
Yeah.